Yeah, very sad day. I mean, George Foreman has passed. I mean, I guess it depends on you look on it. I mean, George Foreman was a man of God for sure, right? He was a preacher for years. In fact, he quit boxing. A lot of people don't know this. He lost to Muhammad Ali, which everybody knows, the Rumble in the Jungle. One of the fights that made Ali truly the greatest. The second time he won the world title, he used the rope-a-dope to beat Foreman. Because Foreman was this giant monster who would come up and punch Ali on the ropes. And Ali basically absorbed it and used the ropes to sort of lean back and whatnot. But anyway, Foreman had a fight after that against a fighter named Jimmy Young. Now, Jimmy Young was very much in a Muhammad Ali type mold, mover, slick boxer type. And after the fight, like immediately after, Foreman went into sort of some type of dehydration and a rest in the body, which can happen obviously in championship fights. And he believed he saw Jesus, and it was what made him quit boxing at that time. So I don't want to do this anymore. I want to preach the gospel. And that's what he did for years and years and years until he ran into the fact that his friend, who he trusted with his money, had stolen it and misappropriated it, and he needed money. And then he came back to boxing. And that's a whole story in itself. I remember when Foreman came back to boxing in the mid to late 80s, right? And all the sports commentators were making fun of him. Warner Wolf, I remember making fun of him. He had beaten some journeyman, and he was laughing at who Foreman was and what he was trying to do. And that's why I really love George Foreman. He did things that conventional logic said, no, you can't do that. People told him, you can't become heavyweight champ again. Your time is done. You retired too early. And Foreman didn't listen. Foreman kept going, and he had about 20 fights against guys that were very lower level opposition to make sure he could win, make sure he could get his boxing back. And then he started fighting elite guys. And guess what? He did great against the elite guys too. He didn't win every fight, but he won most of them. And that's the human spirit, right? Like everybody's sitting there telling us we can't. That's why God is always there for us. So what does he say? Bring me your contrite spirit and broken hearts and the weary of the world. And that's what George did with his faith. He showed everybody that you can make what people tell you is impossible possible. And that's what he did. I mean, forget about his prime career, which is amazing in itself. I mean, fighting Ron Lyle and Muhammad Ali and knocking out Joe Frazier and knocking out Ken Norton. I mean, the guy was an absolute, phenom as a fighter, just like Mike Tyson was. But, the difference is, right, like Mike Tyson wasn't able to come back in his mid 40s and make a career of it. George Foreman did. So, we all lament his passing, but, we should look at the spirit and the direction of his life. And most importantly, it was about following God. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light.